Hey everybody, Dr. Jason Young from Body of Health Chiropractic and Wellness Center, and I'm back today with another Chiro myth. So today I saw a really awesome video. It was all about chiropractic, but it wasn't the good kind of video. It was just like the bad, yucky type of awesome, sort of like a car wreck that you can't look away from, or a 400-pound man in a Speedo. So the video was by a Yale University neuroscientist named Dr. Stephen Novella. Now, Dr. Novella's kind of thesis of this video was that chiropractors can do whatever they want.
Chiropractors essentially do whatever they want.
And then he goes on to say a whole bunch of other bad stuff about chiropractors. Really? You think I just get to go to work and do and say whatever I feel like doing and saying? That is actually 100% false. In fact, I am appointed by the governor to be on the state of Oregon's licensing board. And in fact, I'm the president of that board. We are regulated. What that means is if there's a chiropractor who's not living up to an evidence-based standard of practice, or they're not doing things that are backed by scientific evidence, we can punish them. Sometimes we call them bad names. Sometimes we make them do push-ups or sit-ups. Sometimes we take away their license. It's really like any other healthcare profession. It is regulated. He starts out in this video saying that some chiropractors are just like physical therapists.
Some chiropractors are essentially physical therapists. They're doing either sports medicine or physical therapy.
Which is actually wrong, because a chiropractor is not a physical therapist, and I think that you would have a hard time finding chiropractors and physical therapists that would agree with that statement. In fact, one of the most common referrals that I make is actually to a physical therapist. And so if I am exactly like a physical therapist, why would I then send my patient who I'm doing chiropractic for to a physical therapist? And then why in turn would a physical therapist ever send a patient to me? Oh, because Dr. Novella doesn't know the difference between a chiropractor and a physical therapist. The fact is, I get lots of referrals from physical therapists, massage therapists, acupuncturists, and even medical doctors. So why would a medical doctor send a patient to a chiropractor for something like low back pain? Well, it might be because that medical doctor knows that the evidence says that spinal manipulation is one of the top treatments for low back pain. There's this really weird part of the video where Dr. Novella wants to get into the origins of chiropractic.
Now, it was literally invented by D.D. Palmer about 100 years ago. He observed, or claims to have observed, that by manipulating the neck of a patient, he was able to cure them of deafness.
So yes, D.D. Palmer was the person who invented chiropractic, which I think is a really weird way to put it.
And he decided that all disease, always a red flag, all disease is caused by life energy that comes down from heaven through your head into your spine and then through your nerves to your whole body. And so by manipulating the spine, you free up the flow of energy and you cure whatever ails you.
Yes, it's true. D.D. Palmer had this idea that there was exactly one cause of disease, which was dysfunction in the human spine that blocked the vital flow of energy through all the cells of our body. Now, do we really want to judge every healthcare profession by where it got its beginnings? Because at some point, we have to allow chiropractic to grow up, just like we allowed medicine to grow up. I mean, who here is going for their bloodletting later on this afternoon? Are you feeling sick? Well, medicine used to think that that's caused by miasma, which of course is vaporous gases that rise up from corpses, causing everything from chlamydia to headaches. Oh, here's an idea, guys. Are you a little depressed or loopy? Let's give you a lobotomy. Yeah, we'll just stick a little hooky hook up your nose and scrape out the front part of your brain. Can I get anybody a Prozac? You don't look so good. Maybe you need some more mercury. Do you have some trouble stuttering? Well, what medical doctors used to do is they used to cut off half of your tongue.
It's based on magic, essentially. So when you go to a chiropractor, pretty much anything can happen.
I do have to admit that when I was going to go to chiropractic school, one of the first schools that I looked at was actually Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Adjusto. Backa cracka. Siri, remind me to get more Eye of Newt before I go into work tomorrow. So look, Dr. Novella, you can call what I do magical, which I think a lot of my patients might actually even agree with you, but I don't call what you do butchery. So to say that chiropractic works based on magic is really just a choice to be ignorant of all the science that's out there supporting exactly what it is I do.
That, of course, is pure pseudoscience. That's not based upon anything, any anatomy, physiology, neurology, anything.
Which really is kind of a compliment because like the pure stuff is just so hard to come by these days. So here's one thing that's confusing to me. How come medical doctors seem to be the only people that are allowed to have malpractice? Let me tell you what I mean. So if a medical doctor goes out and they do something crazy, or let's say that they accidentally even kill somebody or hurt somebody, then that's just malpractice. But let's say I go out and do something and heaven forbid somebody gets hurt, then I belong to a profession of pseudoscientist wizards who are nothing but quacks and charlatans. That ain't fair. The fact is, sometimes chiropractors commit malpractice, and that is why we have regulatory boards. Okay, let me count off the number of states that have licensed and regulated chiropractors. Oh wait, it's all of them. So we kind of covered a lot of myths in this one, didn't we? So first of all, chiropractors are chiropractors. They're not physical therapists, they're not massage therapists, they're not acupuncturists, and they're not medical doctors. 2, chiropractic is regulated in the United States of America. Every state has a licensing board meant to license chiropractors, make sure that they meet the standards of education, and do things like police false advertising and instances where chiropractors are endangering the public. Number 3, yeah, chiropractic had a wacky origin, just like every other healing profession. In fact, ours is probably a little better than some of them because it started with a miracle. But that doesn't mean that healthcare professions don't get to mature and become better and get better science as chiropractic is doing today. So I hope that you've enjoyed seeing these myths busted. Hey, look, I'm not afraid to go up against some doctory guy from Yale, especially when he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm Dr. Jason Young from Body of Health Chiropractic and Wellness Center, busting another chiro myth for you. Shazam!